Okay, so we just covered this yesterday on yesterday's lesson, so this shouldn't be any different. It's just more review, learning how to find x-intercepts or roots, zeros, and solutions by calculator method. All you have to do is make sure that your equation is set equal to 0 in order for this to work. So number 1 is already set equal to 0. So we're just going to go to y equals. In the first line, we're going to type the equation in, x squared minus 9x plus 14. Where in the second line, just make sure 0 is there. You're going to hit graph, let it load. You should be able to see where they cross the x-axis twice. If you don't, then you'll probably need to zoom out. Well, then we're going to hit the same 6-button combination, second trace 5, but I need to make sure that my cursor is on the left, close to that left intersection, enter, enter, enter. So my first x-intercept is 2, 0. Then I do it again, second trace 5, and this time I want to make sure my cursor is close to the right intersection, enter, 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 and that's 7, 0. Now, or we can write it as a list, which is 2, 7 with wavy brackets. Number 2, first I need to set it equal to 0 by moving that 18x. To move the 18x, we're just going to subtract the 18x. So it's 4x squared minus 18x equals 0. We're going to type that in the calculator. 4x squared minus 18x. Give it time to load. Ooh, that one was fast. This one doesn't come out as pretty, so this is where the calculator really comes in handy. We're going to do second trace 5. It's close to the left side, so my intersection, the first one is 0, 0. On the right side, second trace 5, move my cursor to the right. Enter, enter, enter. This one comes out to a decimal of 4.50. My 5s are something to be desired. And to write it as a list would be 0 and 4.5 with broken brackets. Okay, just a few more examples. Number 3, to get set equal to 0, we are going to subtract 5x. Make sure that your equation is in standard form where it's ax squared plus bx plus c. So this one's x squared minus 5x plus 2 equals 0. So after I type that into the first equation, okay, this one again does not come out nice and pretty, so we are going to have some decimals. Second trace 5, I'm close to the left side, so enter, enter, enter. Ooh, okay. So let's round to the tens place here, which would be 0.4 and 0. Second trace 5, close to the right side. And your assignment may call for hundredths place, but this is just practice. And this one would be rounded to 4.60 if I round to the tenths place. So my two x values would be 0.4 and 4.6 rounded. Number 4, it's already set equal to 0, so we're going to go ahead and type that in, where we have 2x squared plus x minus 6. Okay. Again, one of them looks pretty, the other one doesn't. So let's see what this is. Second trace 5 on the left side. Enter, enter, enter. Negative 2, 0. So that one came out nice and pretty. Second trace 5 on the right side. Enter, enter, enter. Comes out to 1.50. Where my two x values are negative 2 and 1.5, written as a list in broken parentheses. Number 5, to solve for 0, to set it equal to 0, we have to subtract x squared and subtract 64. 10x squared minus x squared is 9x squared minus 64 equals 0. So when I type that in, 9x squared minus 64, oh, not times, ugh. Give it time to load. Sorry, did that wrong. That's why it looks like that. 9x squared minus 64. Almost did it again. Okay, this time that's prettier. Again, they're not pretty numbers, but let's look at it. The square root of the left side. Oops, that disappeared fast. Enter, enter, enter. This is negative 2.6 repeating, which you show by putting the line over it. And then second trace 5 on the right side, I can guesstimate what that's going to be, is positive 2.6 repeating. So my two x values are negative 2.6 repeating and 2.6 repeating. Number 6, it's already set equal to 0, so all we have to do is type it in. 3x squared plus 4x plus 2. Okay, if you look carefully on this one does not cross the x-axis at all. It doesn't touch that red line. So in this case, if this happens visually, that means there are no solutions. Okay, because it doesn't cross the x-axis. Number 7, it's already set equal to 0 as well. So x squared minus x minus 42. This one does have some solutions. There we go, there's both of them. The first one on the left side is negative 6, 0. And the second one on the right side is 7, 0. And together, if you make a list, is negative 6 and 7. Last but not least, to set it equal to 0, we're just going to subtract 1. So 16x squared minus 1 equals 0. So my two values, okay, so this one's a little tighter. Let's see. Second trace, there are two of them, so I'm going to get my cursor on the left. The first one is negative 0.25, and then the second one, and don't assume, make sure you check it, is positive 0.25. It won't always be that pretty. Which my x values written as a list would be negative 0.25 and positive 0.25.